furled their battle flag. So that, you know, they would always stencil their identity on them. They would put their battle honors on them. So as they popped up over the ridge, the colors are leading the way, Reynolds immediately read them. And he knew they were his men. He was elated. He supposedly stood up in his stirrups, hollered and gestured out and said the famous line, "Hurry, men, hurry, for God's sakes, hurry." And at that split second, a Confederate bullet ripped in behind his left ear. And he fell dead at the sight of that monument.
Wow.
General Reynolds will quickly pass from the scene. He didn't live to see what happened here. But it was those decisions that he made that changed the course of history. By the way, it was the first of 10 generals killed here. That's an all-time American record. He was the highest-ranking general killed here. He was one of the most popular generals killed here. The men idolized this guy. And last but not least, he was from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. That's only 50 miles out away, folks. So notice you have your native son dying on his native soil. That's the stuff of legends. So for these reasons today, Reynolds is one of the great figures of the battle, even if he was only here for about 50 minutes, maybe an hour of his entire life. Now, his men will repulse this Confederate attack. They will establish a very solid battle line. There's a brief lull. Both sides are kind of feeding the fight. That afternoon is going to re-erupt. More and more men are reaching the scene. By that afternoon, there's 55,000 men on the field. That morning, there were only 12,000. So you can see how quick they're being drawn into this. And just like Reynolds feared, the rebels got there quicker in greater numbers. And in one last day push, the Southern Army blew the Yankees off of this ground, drove them back through the streets of town, and all the way back to Cemetery Hill south of town, which in part is where the National Cemetery is located today. So there's where the North will regroup. They rally. It's about a mile and a half that way behind those trees, folks. We cannot see it from this angle. And in essence, the whole battle just picked up and moved south of town. And there's what will rage for the next 2 days. And there, of course, is where the Union Army wins her great victory. But I just want you all to appreciate the Confederate Army won the first heat of this battle. And by nightfall, the landscape all around you was just littered with thousands, and yes, I do mean thousands of dead and wounded soldiers, probably hundreds of dead horses. Percentage-wise, this was a very nasty affair. But in the big picture, it's just the prelude to what's going to happen south of town in those coming 2 days. With that, folks,